Hi guys, welcome back to my Flosstube portion of my channel. This is Flosstube number 5, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Flosstube is a portion of YouTube that is dedicated to stitchy things. So if you've heard the term like booktube, those are all videos that are about books and reading and things like that. And Flosstube is about embroidery, punch needle, cross stitch. It could even be about crochet and knitting perhaps, tatting, a lot of different things. Today I'm just going to be talking about cross stitch. So it's been 2 weeks since I filled you in on what I have been doing lately as far as my cross stitch. I do have the second half of my Mania to share with you. So Mania was the first 22 days of May. I started a different project every day because we're in the year 2022. So I have the second half of that to cover with you, and then I'm going to look at what I stitched on after that, and then I have haul, and then if I have any plans, we'll chat about that as well. It's been really fun for me to connect with those of you who also share the combined interests that I have of nail polish and stitchy interests. And so that's been really enjoyable for me. And if you are like me and kind of like your life got too crazy for the past 10 years is almost what it was like for me, to do a hobby that you previously found a lot of enjoyment and relaxation in. For me, it was cross stitch. I used to cross stitch a lot in my 20s and not so much in my 30s when my kids were all under tow. Basically, ever since my youngest was born, I have barely picked up a project until this last year, and it's been such a treat for me. And what has previously been a solitary hobby is now more of a community-driven hobby. I have joined some Facebook groups that I really enjoy, and I'll link those down in the description bar below. Anything that you're wondering about that I'm talking about today, links and stuff and more info will be down in the description bar below. So, all right, we're going to first talk about Mania. So in the first part of Mania, I think I shared day 1 through 12. If not 1 through 11, half would have been 11, but I think I also popped 12 in there. So we're going to finish it up. So we're going to take you 13 through 22 today. And so yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, day 13. So I actually just finished stitching on this tonight, and I'm going to go to bed. And I picked this one from the Hands-On Design A Year of Celebrations Part 1. The one that was from, I think, 2014 and in some publications. So here's the little guy I've been working on, and I got so much done. Just kidding. Here's what I got done, because of course I had to work on the purple part right away. I am pretty sure that I have miscalculated the space that I need again. This looks, I am doing like a really bad job. I don't know what, because on these designs, lots of times they tell me exactly how many inches I need, but whenever I have to count, like I counted, and so it said 50 wide, 50 high, and so I counted, and 50 was like here. So from here to here was 50, so I was like, okay, well, I'll give myself double the space, and I should be fine, but I don't know if I... you guys. So anyway, I'm really loving this thread. It's a Gentle Arts thread, I think. No, it's a Weeks Dye Works. It's amethyst, so it's really, really pretty. This one has a bunch of different threads here, and I think I only picked up 1, 2, 3 of them, so I have a few things to get started on this with, but I'll definitely have to make a trip back to the shop. So, and I am stitching it on 32 count. I don't remember exactly what though. Hello, day 14. So I pulled out this Lizzie Kate kit. Santa Wants to Know, Naughty or Nice. I would love to actually finish it like that. I think it's so cute. So this is a little teeny tiny project. It came with this pretty rough material here, so I'm not exactly sure what that is, but oh my gosh, I've done so much. I just started stitching in the one color behind the N, and so yeah, I did so much. Can you even believe it? So this is fun, but yeah, once I get a little further along, I will have more of an opinion of the Lizzie Kate designs, but I'm excited to try them because everybody talks about them. All right, this is day 15. Isn't this exciting? So this is a Mirabilia. If you are watching my cross stitch videos and you haven't tried this brand yet, a lot of excuse me, floss tubers talk about this brand because they end up being really big, beautiful projects, and there is a lot of beautiful threads used alongside the DMC, and there's beading and different things like that. So I picked this one because I was in love with the color palette, plus it is music inspired, and she is just so gorgeous. So, oh, look at all those flowers too. It's just so beautiful. So, oh my gosh, I got so much done. You guys, I stitch for like probably 45 minutes to an hour every day, and this is all I get done? Are you kidding me? This Moonshine Mani nail polish is the June project dupe, in case you're wondering what's been on my nails for yesterday's video, today's, and will be for tomorrow's, because I'm filming all of these at the same time. So I think I am probably in there somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, this is going to be a really long project. I'm excited that I started it. Oh, this is stitched on, I bought the fabric that was the same one that was in the model there, so I could have the same look. This is on 32 count Natural Brown Linen by Wichelt. So, yes. Day 16 is Flag of Stars by Bent Creek. And isn't this precious? I saw this stitched up and I have been really excited to stitch it. It is also stitched entirely with pearl cotton threads, and that's my first time using those. I've used silks, hadn't tried pearl cottons, and I was not aware that you're not supposed to separate these strands like you do with your regular floss. So it's chonky. I separated them at first and they were like started ripping in half, like ripping and shredding. And so I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right. So I actually had to Google it. This is a kit. It comes with this specific, very rough, kind of like, almost like a sack kind of material. Sack of potatoes. Anyway, which I love for this design. Very, very cool. And it comes with all of the threads and everything. And so like that. So I just started with 930 and I actually did quite a bit on it, but it is just so chonky. I still like, I got this far into it and I just kept thinking, I don't know if this is right. It's done 1/2. Is that what it's called? 1/2. And then the one single thread, but it's like 2 threads wrapped together. But yeah, my first time stitching with these and I'm like, wow, it just feels like so thick. So I'm hoping I'm not going to run out of thread. And also I need a different needle for this, but I've just been using my 28, I forget what it is, but the needle I've been using for my tapestry that I've been using for all of the other projects, and that's not a good choice. I'm about to break it. So anyway, I'm really loving this so far, and here's how it's going to look again in the end, and it's going to be a lovely, not too big project, so I'm excited for that. Welcome to day 17. I was really, really excited for this project. Lavender Farm by Cuore e Batticuore, and isn't it beautiful? If you're a purple lover, I feel like you need this chart. It is so beautiful. So here's what I was able to get done. So I'm right up in here, and yeah, it's just really, really fun, beautiful for me in particular, loving purple as I do. This is a 30, no, I think this is a 28 count Irish linen that I think I found at Hobby Lobby. So I think that's what this is. Okay, day 18. This is my first Prairie schooler. I was really, really excited to start this project because it is so cute. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. So yes, This is Little Red Riding Hood. I highly recommend this if you are drawn to geometrical things. The way they have designed this pattern is so enjoyable. So here's how far I got. So, you know, I'm working in the middle of this little area here, and I'm generally a middle starter, a center starter. I am using the called for threads with the exception of Little Red Riding Hood. I am using, what is this color? This is a weak shade called Fire, just to give it a little bit of variation. There's not too much in there, but it is a little bit. And this is stitched on the called for fabric. This is 32 count Lambswool. Here's day 19. I love this so much. It's so, so beautiful. I saw the model stitched up on the wall at Craft Center Fine Stitchery in Cottonwood Heights. This is Halloween Quaker by Lila's Studio, another brand that I hadn't tried yet. And yeah, it's so, so pretty. So I'm stitching this on 28 count Cauldron from, it's a Lugana, and it is just this really cool purple, like rusty out purple kind of shade. And unfortunately, I was able to get very little done. So I barely got a little done under her on the moon there. So I just ended up having a really busy day that day and couldn't really put in many stitches, but I'm so, so excited to work on that. There's so many fun little, they're almost like each individual little projects. So love that. All right, this is day 20. So I made an oopsie. I wasn't going to repeat any designers during all of Stitch Mania this year, but I just got so excited to stitch on this piece of fabric. So I had to pull out this project. I didn't get a lot done, but I just had so much fun stitching on this bright orange. So this is Hello Halloween from Sue Hillis Designs. And like I said, I didn't get a ton done. This is showing up more yellow than on camera. In real life, it's really, really orange. So I only got the bird, this bird here done completely, and then started this bird. So in any case, this is pumpkin 36 count linen from Fiber on a Whim. So really, really enjoying this project, mostly right now for the color of this fabric. Okay, day 21. So my project for this day is Luminous Fiber Arts Gathering Honey. And I was really, really pumped to get started on this project for all of that beautiful one floss golden tan kind of coloration. So beautiful. So unfortunately, this was a Saturday and I just did not have very much time to stitch at all. So I just barely threw in that middle part there, right there between the two birds, and that was it, sadly. So this is stitched on 32 count Light Mocha. So yeah, and then the thread that I'm using, it's not the called for silk because they didn't have it when I was there shopping for a good color for this. So this is Weeks Dye Works Schneckly. Oh, and on my thumb in this last like 6 videos, this is Moonshine Manny Honeychrome 2022, which is our comeback shade for May, and it will have a 1 batch available starting the last Friday in May. So I think this video will have already gone up, or excuse me, the opposite. I think this polish will have already launched by the time you're seeing this video, but I just want to let you know what's on my nails in case you're wondering. Okay, day 22, we have arrived. So my final project for Mania of 2022 is this wordplay by Brenda Gervais. And honestly, I picked this July one because it had the most colors out of all of them. This was the least muted design that I found from this line, from this series. So I actually got a lot done today. I had more time to stitch today than pretty much like any other day in Mania. So here's what I have done. And so I'm starting here on the boat. I need to pick up that main boat color. It wasn't available. I think it's Apple Cider by Gentle Arts. But a lot of the other shades I was able to get in stock when I went to go grab this fabric, which is a kind of like orangey,
light tan. This is called Antique Cotton, and it's a 32 count linen by R&R Reproductions. So anyway, that's what that is, and thank you for joining me for Mania 2022. That was a whole heck of a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll do it again next year, but it was really fun to start a lot of projects from a lot of different designers.
Alright guys, so that was the second half of my Mania for 2022. I don't know if I would do this again next year. It worked really, really well for me this year because I had taken such a long break from cross-stitching that I had so many new designers that I wanted to try. But it was so great for this year because I did find a lot of designers that I really, really love. And I had more projects that I wanted to start that I just didn't have time for. Now, all of that being said, I was really relieved when it was finally done because there was that pressure every day, like what am I going to pull out and stitch on? And now I can just grab whatever it is that I'm feeling in that moment. But I really enjoyed it. And I hope that you found some new designers through my Stitch Mania that maybe you might be interested in. So after I was done with those 22 days, so basically for the last, what is today? Today's the 29th. So the last week, I've been only stitching on two things. The first thing is the Tiny Modernist Halloween calendar, which I love. Totally recommend if your tastes aren't so much on the primitive side. I would say I'm more, if there's a like if you're on this side or this side of primitive, I'm probably more like farther away from primitive. I do enjoy primitive, but I still also enjoy things that look cartoony. So I'm really enjoying it. I think it's beautiful and fun, and there's like a new little thing to work on all the time. So I'm going to show you how much I got done this week. Not a ton, you guys. Keep your expectations low with my Flosstube for how much I actually get done, because I don't actually have a ton of stitchy time in my week. But when I do make the time for it, it's so crazy. It was like a couple weeks ago, and Tim said to me, he's like, I have really been enjoying that you have started cross-stitching again. And I was like, really? He said, yes, because it shows me in that moment that you're taking a break. And lately, the last 5 years or so especially, I am just like go, 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 go. Like, it, for me, it almost seems like I'm helping my mental health by like always having something to do, and I'm just like doing it, and I'm getting like achieving a lot just like with little things that I need to get done. And but what's happening is I overwork myself and I exhaust myself. And so he just was pointing that out to me. He's like, I love that you've started cross-stitching again because I can see that you're taking some breaks. And I think that's really important. And he tries to put things in the best way possible, you know. But yeah, so it helps me to take a break, and it's good. Okay, so like I said, the first whip that I was working on after Stitch Mania is this Tiny Modernist Halloween calendar. So I'm still working over in this area. So this guy's not quite finished, but I've worked down through here. These are finished, and then I started this guy, and I think a tiny bit started this guy and this guy. So basically whenever I have a color left over from one square, I kind of move on over to the others. I'm also not really like a complete the whole border first kind of gal. So let me show you where I am at. Let me pop this hoop off of here. Okay. Here's where I am. So, like I said, I was working on this part a lot. I got the mummy started. I need to finish those candy corns. I don't know why I'm just like vertically driven here. So I moved on to here with the candles and then a tiny bit of the witchy hat. So still really, really loving this project. All right, so that's the Tiny Modernist. And besides that, the only other thing that I worked on in the last 7 days was my Dimensions Gold European Bistro kit, where I am practicing learning the style of stitching that is parking, the parking method. And so I didn't get very much farther. Remember last time I showed you I had finished the whole top line and I started the second line. I didn't get a ton farther, but there is progress. So, you know, progress is important. We don't need to try and do anything perfectly, but as long as we're trekking along on whatever our goals are, that's what's important. So let me go ahead and show you that piece. So I'm going to put up on the screen so you guys can remember what this design looks like, the European Bistro from Dimensions. And like I showed you guys last week, I had finished the whole row across the top. I'm not going to unfold it. And here is what I worked on this week. So I think I had approximately this much done about to here, and then I got over to here. So I'm getting kind of bored by these colors, I have to say. I'm just kind of like, oh, it's the same. If it weren't for this nice bright blue, I would just be like, but I've got some purple coming up, so that's as far as I made it. I mean, guys, it's been fun. It's actually getting more fun the longer I go, and I'm getting less annoyed by this Q-snap the longer I go. But I have been holding this upside down the entire time stitching it so that I can have this edge next to my body. Otherwise, reaching over the whole Q-snap is super annoying. You guys, it's actually hailing today. It was summer weather, so hot for the last couple weeks, and then walked out of church today and it was like a full-on hailstorm. Our car is covered in white. So it's interesting. It's interesting times. I know I live in Utah. However, summers are warm here. So anyway, Joy says to me, she's like, I thought it was summer. So I'm not really going to complain because I like the colder weather, which is one of the reasons for moving to this state. So, all right. So that was my whips. Work in progress is whips. And next I want to share with you my haul. I don't have as much haul as I did the last couple weeks because like I was just working on whips and it didn't make sense to acquire a ton because it's like once you start 22 new things, you're like, okay, I really want to actually have time to start all these things, so I should probably stop buying more things right now. But, you know, part of the fun of collecting is just the collecting and not necessarily doing it. But, so I do have a little bit of haul. So, because, you know, let's get real. I enjoy shopping. So, let's take a look at what I purchased. All right, so as far as my haul, I did pick up a few things, like I said, so we'll quickly go through them. The first is ink circles. And this is Blueprint for the Rainbow City. This thing just looks so cool. I didn't even know till after I purchased it that the way that you're supposed to stitch the rainbow part is actually one thread that goes through the rainbow, which that's going to save a lot of time. So very, very cool. And it also means that everybody's will turn out a little bit different no matter what. So I like that. This is the next piece of haul, The Light Upon the Dawn by Blackbird Designs, Loose Feather Series. I feel like I already hauled this, so I'm going to check the footage from last time and just make sure that I didn't, but I think it's pretty cute. All right, so since my last video, I purchased 2 charts from Cuore, a Batticuore. Look how cute these sunflowers are. I just love it. This is the next piece that I picked up. I really love I think it's just 3 simple colors there. This is from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. This is July Quaker, excuse me, can't speak. So that's just small and cute. Random bit of haul, I picked up this magazine. I discovered that I don't like it as much as the other ones that I already have on my phone. I think the cross stitcher one is my favorite, but you know, I did snag this, so sharing that with you. Here's the next piece that I picked up, Autumn Lane, and this one is called Love Grows Here. I just think it is so, so pretty. I didn't have anything from this designer yet. Again, lesser colors. I think that might be my vibe. Here's a piece from Glendon Place. These are all things that I think I purchased in anticipation of wondering if I would start them for Mania, and then I ended up having enough stuff. So, loved you yesterday, love you still, always have, always will. So cute and very 70s colors here. Pretty fun. This one is Summer Notes from Shepherd's Bush. I think this is my first Shepherd's Bush piece. And it's just cute. So another summer piece. And then this is my first Teresa Kogut. This is Heaven and Nature sampler. And I guess this would technically be my first sampler if I start stitching on this. And it's Christmassy. And it's adorable. So excited for that. Okay, speaking of Autumn Lane, I purchased a few things from their Etsy shop. This is the first one. This one is called Give Thanks, I believe. And it's just so cute. And I really don't have a lot of Thanksgiving stuff. That one's actually called Thanksgiving Cross Stitch Sampler, excuse me. Next, we have Something Wicked This Way Comes. This one has been
on my wish list actually for a little while on Etsy, so I went ahead and snagged it. It's so cute. I purchased the next few items from another shop called Art Mishka Cross Stitch. Will all be in the description box. But this is the first item I got. Isn't that watercolor effect so gorgeous? This is actually the one that she posted in a Facebook group that prompted me to come to her Etsy shop. This is just called Spring Cross Stitch. The first one was called Green Aquarelle. This next one is the one I just am so head over heels for. This is called Moon Night. It is so gorgeous. Oh, I can't wait to stitch that one. That is so beautiful. And then the last one that I purchased is called Floral Sampler 2. Everything that I buy on Etsy is a PDF download, and so it makes it really easy to get quickly started on things and like instant gratification and all that. But it can be kind of easy to forget what you purchased, so you have to make sure to go to your Etsy shop purchases frequently and remember what projects you have there waiting for you. I did purchase the next stitch along from the Witchy Stitcher. It just started today. It's the Supernatural Sal, and we just got the border today. So join in. That will be at the very beginning of that stitch along if you want to join. From Satsuma Street, I purchased this beautiful Hawaii inspired little motif here. It is so gorgeous. I want to stitch it. It's called Pretty Little Hawaii. I want to stitch it to help Tim and I remember our beautiful trip to Hawaii. And lastly, I purchased from Sprouty Lupine on Etsy. This is called Love Bug Sampler. I am crazy for this one as well. So beautiful.
All right, so that was my haul. If there's any project that you have started that's the same as me, send me a message, DM me, let me know. I would love to like keep up with you on how far along you're getting in the project. It helps me remember that I really want to get back to certain things. Like Heidi and I are doing the Tiny Modernist Halloween chart together, and there's a couple other that we have in common, and I'm not very far on them at all, but it's really fun to have that. Like I said, this has always been a solitary hobby for me, and I'm enjoying the community aspect of it now. So as far as my plans, I want to still keep working a little bit each week on the Dimensions kit. I'm enjoying seeing how that is progressing when I'm doing it in this kind of fashion. It's really interesting. And I have a couple of stitch alongs that I basically haven't like made any progress at all on in like the last month, basically because of Maynia. So I really want to start one of the 3 stitch alongs that I purchased from the Witchy Stitcher. If you like any kind of, well, I really love stitching Halloween-y and wintry or Christmassy stuff. I really love that. If you especially like Halloween, go check out the Witchy Stitcher on Etsy. She has a lot of spooky stuff. I picked up 3 of her sals and I haven't started a single one. It's terrible. I need to do it. I just have been like trying to figure out exactly what fabric I want to use. And then the first part of the stitch along is just like the whole black border. So it didn't really like entice me to start, you know. But anyway, I picked up the Universal Monsters one, the Cryptids one, and then the third one, which is more... it's more like recognizable creepy creatures than the Cryptids was all like the Stranger Things kind of creepy creatures. Speaking of which, are you watching Stranger Things season 4? Salem and I are planning on starting that together tomorrow night. So, anyway, so I'm going to, I want to pick back up those sals. So that's my plan this next week. And if my Cardinal Points arrives, I ordered a copy of it off of eBay after watching a stitcher finish it, and I'm just like obsessed with that project. So I might start that this week, but we have to see, because I also want to work on some other stuff I already started. So that's my plan. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for joining me for Flosstube. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what your current whip is. I would love to know. If it's not a cross-stitchy thing, let me know what your other current work in progress is. I always want to know what everybody's projects are. What are you doing? What have you got your fingers in? What is bringing you passion and excitement and joy? Tell me those things. I love to hear about that. All right, so that's going to be it for today. I will see you back for another video very soon. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.